Jordan does her worst clap yet, ask to leave the podcast.
Yeah, that one looked a little soft, I won't lie.
It's my limp-wristed nature, you know this about me.
That should mean you're gonna get more force in there, because you can just kind of slap them together. Like a trained seal. Hello!
I am the trained seal of this podcast.
Hello, and welcome to Tranquilizmo episode 15. We have a great... Oh, wait, I guess I should start with our names first, huh? I'm really on it today. God damn it.
Who gives a shit? They know who we are. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We love you. We love you. I'll never call you hogs, unlike the other show. Your beloved truffle pigs.
My name is Victoria Scott, and my pronouns are she and her, and I am here with my co-host.
Hi, my name is Jordan Hofstetter. My pronouns are she and her. Why did I start drinking? I knew you. There's no one else this week. I knew I was next. It's not like...
Yeah, well... We are here without a guest. We have a really good show that I was really excited to lead us off with. Jordan and I both did a ton of legwork preparing for this week's episode, and we did a lot of careful note taking and some like real world testing. But unfortunately, because we live in hell, and Indycar is America's premier motorsport for foot gun enthusiasts, first we have to talk about the shirt.
Oh my God. I was sleeping in because I had a migraine when you tagged me in this, and then I saw everyone who I give a shit about who covers IndyCar, like Elizabeth Blackstock, Fred Smith, and everyone basically all posting the same image of a now pulled. It was pulled within an hour or two of it being shown. IndyCar, can we just call it the shirt?
Yeah, it's the shirt. For those of you who were lucky enough to not see this, it was a cream-colored T-shirt.
Already bad.
That had an AI-generated version of the Lincoln Memorial statue of Abraham Lincoln with a race car helmet where Abe Lincoln's head goes, which already, we're not off to a great start.
Nope.
And above this, it said One Nation. Below this, it said One Race. And then the desecration of the Lincoln Memorial feels like small potatoes.
It's so much worse that it was like it's bad. There's no way it's good. It's like I've seen races, like I've seen MAGA shirts that are less subtle or more subtle than this. Like I don't. This shit is horses, dog. Like it's crap. Oh my God.
Genuinely casual clan wear is, I think, the way that I would put it. It's really genuinely like for a brief moment, there were like 30 seconds when I saw it and I was like, oh my God, that's so funny that they made this mistake, because like I lived in this brief moment where we lived in a better world, in a better country, where Roger Penske didn't, destroy IndyCar to become like the premier sort of blood sport of the unwoke culture we are cultivating. And it was like, oh, they made a mistake and just they have a hugely white office and nobody ran this past anybody who wasn't white, and they just put it up on the website. And then I remembered that like we live in hell and this was intentional, and I was just like, oh
yeah, you went through the Hannibal Buress, I was so blissed out on buying a bunch of cheap juice that I forgot racism existed. Like Hachi Bachi, like do you know how often IndyCar... It's like, IndyCar has such a complex about not being F1 that they even have to, like, out-shitty F1. Like, we're gonna get to F1 later in the episode, because you discovered one of my favorite guys that I've known about for years. This is, once again, I feel like we're doing woker John Oliver, just because we're trans. That's the only reason. John Oliver, there is still time. But like it's just, I took my glasses off the second we were talking, because I've just been rubbing my eyes, because it's like, yeah, they pulled it. Like, I guess credit to them that they didn't just try to like, no, it's fine.
I give them no credit. Well, this shirt. I should also note is a special edition made for the boondoggle that Jordan and I both want to attend. The hashtag Freedom 250 Grand Prix of Washington D.C. The 7-turn road course around the National Mall. That is like it's a stupid spectacle because all this administration can deliver is stupid spectacle. Like. And IndyCar has been like, okay, cool. Well, we can't get it on the petrostate dollars like globally, like F1 can, which again we will get to. But there's still plenty of like grift to go around here. Like, you know how much money there is just floating around right now from the worst people you've ever met to spend on basically nothing but like a like fail son redistribution program.
Our second ever episode was mostly about this race which we recorded that in February. It's May.
Yeah.
That race is we're coming up on 90 days out and there's no ticket info, no spectator
there are no
info.
Tickets. No, the tickets it's just they have a reserved like grandstand at the start finish, and then the rest of it is open admission. Because I maintain the thing that they did is they planned the course and then realized, oh shit, we have no way to enforce exit entry because there's no way to do that over an area that large in Washington D.C. down the street from the Capitol.
I have started to doubt if this race is happening. In which case,
it better fucking happen because I'm looking at airfare.
you, me, Antigone, and Stella have a pretty cool just weekend in DC looking at museums, I guess. And
in late August.
Dying. I don't know. I'm from Texas. I'm used to late August being. I've told the story on the show about when the Germans showed up for the Lone Star Le Mans, the 6 hours of Coda for the first time. And all the Germans showed up because they're like, it's in September. Nice seasonable light jacket. And then they're all just like, I'm watching a bunch of German mechanics, like, basically trying to, like, shed as many layers of Porsche motorsports wear they can before they are just fully, like... I saw more Bavarian man nipples that weekend because these Germans had just sweated through their white motorsport polos. It was really brutal. God, what a race. What a race. The old Vine. It's the old Vine. The shirt is the old Vine. There's only one race. The human race is like, what about NASCAR? Except NASCAR wouldn't do this. They know better.
Yeah, if you had asked me, that's one of the few things I've been surprised by, right? Because like I would say on the whole, I've been pretty good at anticipating how horrible things can be. Pessimism is one of my strong suits. But if you had asked me 2 years ago, hey, Vicky, during Trump 2, what do you think is going to be explicitly like the Black Rifle Coffee Company of racing series? I don't think I would have said IndyCar.
No, because, like, as we've talked about, like, the Indy 500 is the true great melting pot. Yes, Peepo.
Yeah.
Mama's real animated and yelling about this. You could also yell about the Indy 250 Freedom Grand Prix with Mama, but I cannot. And sure, like Roger Penske and Donald Trump are like very good friends. They golf together. Like,
well, they used to golf when Trump could still swing a club.
Yeah, missed a press conference with the president of Brazil today. Don't know what's that about.
He's fine, I'm sure. He was bragging about his cognitive test results like 3 days ago, so I'm sure he's fine.
IV marks on the back of both hands. It's normal. It's good when they do that. It's
actually that's the stigmata because he's the second coming of Christ. Jordan, put some respect on it.
Oh, God,
I think the other thing too. The thing is like this shirt dropping on the same. It wasn't exactly the same week, but it was within the same week-ish as the Voting Rights Act getting gutted and them redistricting Tennessee completely to erase all black representation. Like, I have one note underneath the shirt, and it is, "We must raise General Sherman from his grave and allow him to truly complete the march to the sea." Like, we just need second Reconstruction. This can never be allowed to happen again.
Yeah.
And like, if you designed this shirt, that's too much credit, actually. If you prompted whatever the fuck a Gen AI program to create this shirt, because it looks like shit.
Grok, can you make me an IndyCar t-shirt 50% racist? Print. Like, Grok, show me the Lincoln Memorial's balls. Print.
Like, you should be ashamed. You should never hold a job again. You should be ashamed to, like, show your face in public. You should carry that secret to your grave because it would destroy your life.
It's
and like, I just think that, you know, we obviously need a second Reconstruction because these people think that they have succeeded in capturing all of our cultural institutions so they can get away with this shit. Obviously they haven't, because, you know, within like 10 minutes of that shirt being posted on Blue Sky, they were like, I saw people who don't even know about motorsports posting like, what the fuck is going on in IndyCar? But they think that they have won to a point where they can get away with this shit, and they need to never feel safe again for having ever thought that.
Yeah, like, the Reconstruction did not go far enough. There's an old Robert Evans from Behind the Bastards joke where we learned all the wrong lessons and didn't punish enough people. It's like, you know, I think we killed more Confederate horses for participating in the Confederacy than we did, like, generals. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, just like, and you're editing the episode, so I don't want to make you a ton of extra work here, but like, you know, well, it's like, well, shit, I mean, makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with that?
Yeah, like,
I don't know if we can leave that in the episode.
I don't know if we can. I'm gonna just. And that was a fun little thing that I. That's a wonderful little secret just, for the two of us.
Just remove the person I explicitly said it for, and then it's non-specific threat. Fill in the gaps. Imagine a person. Imagine a person. Yeah, I can't. Shit. This is the thing, right? Is that, like, I sound insane because, you know, I'm like, this IndyCar thing is, like, obviously hilarious, but also at the same time, it is like a really, really, like, bright, flashing red indicator of a really genuinely serious crisis. Like,
and like, I don't even want to give them that much credit that it was like that is what they were trying to do. I think they're just all idiots. I think everyone involved with IndyCar is an idiot to some degree.
But I agree, but here's the thing that I think is, like, crucial, and something that makes me less forgiving of this as I get older, is, like, I've worked in enough workplaces where it was, like, 98% white people and all of management was white people, where it was, even if they had somebody who would have noticed that this was a bad idea, and probably even spoke up to say it, they would have been like, nah, nobody will read it like that, don't worry. And you just kind of get your contributions shouted down or whatever. And, like, this certainly happens if you're, like, a trans person in the workforce or whatever. But it's just like, it feels like even if they did it as a mistake, which I don't think they did.
No.
It still feels like an indicator of, like, we, you know, the same sort of, like, reversal of woke one, where it's like, we don't really need to listen to, like, these noisy people clamoring for, you know, representation of the workplace, or it's all meaningless anyway. It doesn't, you know, this is, oh, hello, Beepo.
Hello, BB.
Ow. It's just, I don't know. I look forward to participating in second Reconstruction.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of work, but as we follow our favorite woke CIA agent Abigail Spadfeller, or whatever her fucking name is, as she does her march to the sea in her own way. We'll do, yeah,
I want to see a Democrat take office, and I want, day one, I want them to federally occupy Tennessee. Like, not even like issue an ultimatum, just march troops in and be like, okay, we're disbanding your state government until you guys decide to, get with the program. And the program being, which side won the Civil War? Obviously, this is pie in the sky stuff. Nothing good can ever happen again. I'm fully aware.
That's not.
I just am saying that's
all right. And here, remember what I said about like negative self-talk? That's one of those things that I think is maybe bad to say out loud, because saying it out loud gives it the credence like it's real. And unfortunately, good things can't happen. No, that was not an invite to get on the desk. That was an invite to maybe get down for Mama Beepo. Oh, Beep Beep has thoughts. Okay. Tell me more. Threw you on the daybed behind me. I just really, this entire, like, the bicentennial couldn't have felt this way, right? No, I guess it was 76. Things sucked. Maybe every big
I
America
think so. Here's the thing.
blows.
I mean, I think America just kind of isn't great in general, so I would agree with that take. But also, I think that if you look at people's polling about the state of their society and like how much buy-in they have, how much they're like, how much people think they can reform the institutions that exist versus the numbers that have just given up entirely on the concept of things getting better, I think things are actually worse this time around. There isn't like great polling on it, and obviously like the malaise era is not a high point of like American idealism, or that's like in the wreckage of the civil rights movement. The environment was like completely destroyed, like to the point where a Republican administration, and a psychotic one at that, gave us the EPA.
Really crazy to think about these days. Yeah, right.
Yeah, this is like 3 years after Penn Central had basically destroyed the entire East Coast's ability to have a railroad. Like, things were incredibly bad, but I don't think the concept of elite consequences and the inability to fix things had fully sunk in yet. I think a lot of this is just like, I mean, it's so much more imaginable for many people now to see Roger Penske continuing to like use Indycar as his personal fiefdom until he dies, and then hand off control to whatever kid he's got that's going to do this.
Well, thankfully he hates his fail son, so I don't think it goes to a Penske child.
Roger Penske, will me Indycar. Do it, you coward.
We couldn't do worse with it. Like
genuinely you couldn't.
No. It kills there's the IndyCar race in Portland, Oregon later this year, and I was thinking, you know what, that might be fun, especially if I pick up car to be decided on to road trip with later in the year for like podcast stuff. But every time I think about IndyCar positively for 30 seconds, they're like a hyperactive shitty child, and they just go, hey, look what I could do, and then it's just like, oh yeah, you made a really racist shirt, buddy, you shouldn't do that. And they're like, huh, I took it down. And it's just like, yeah, but you still put it up for sale.
Yeah,
I almost tried to buy one just to see if like it would get fulfilled.
I would never. That feels like a cursed object.
Oh yeah.
The only way I want to put one of those shirts in a museum after second Reconstruction, so we can say, "Hey, they even tried pulling this shit."
Yeah.
And that's why IndyCar is now a worker co-op.
But like everything the administration has done, like they're just so juiceless right now domestically that like this race is going to be a wet fart. The UFC fight is going to be a wet fart. Like ballroom's never getting built. Like I just
permanent crater next to the White House, which is really funny, honestly.
Yeah, every Soviet's wet dream has been fulfilled just by again, look what I could do. Yeah, why did you do it? Like
Yeah, it's just the I see a continued slide into perpetual shittiness in our future that I would really like to avoid. But you have to start with like the whoever made this shirt needs to be aware that they can never tell anybody they made this shirt, because we're gonna like, dude, they're outside your house with hammers right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
That
yeah.
needs to be the level we get back to, where it's like, say what you will about woke one, but it, at the very least, it had the illusion of consequences for like indulging the their worst impulses sometimes, or like corporations at the very least felt like they had to pay lip service to the idea of, doing enough DEI that they would have had a person in the office they would have listened to be like, you can't release that shirt. Which obviously is all gone now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just was infuriating.
Nike apparently put out some survey to customers saying, hey, would you be mad at us if we put money towards the ballroom? How mad would you be at us if we did so? And I'm just like, I feel like that is the wind of change, where it's just someone is just like, hey, before we do this,
Yeah.
let's just see how it goes. God damn. Do you want to?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of everything being garbage bullshit and not being able to play video games anymore because Microsoft, for some reason, has decided to, like, materially assist the IDF in a continued genocide that is the bipartisan consensus of America that they should just be allowed to do forever. Yeah, that seems like a good enough segue.
Yeah. I thought it was very sweet that you said I did meticulous notes for this week, when in reality, I played a video game for about 15 hours. In my ongoing quest for a BDS compliant Forza Horizon replacement, a new game made itself available to me through my PlayStation membership. I played a bunch of The Crew Motorfest. Victoria, are you at all familiar with Ubisoft's The Crew franchise?
It was like I want to say it was like a heist game, but maybe I'm wrong about that.
You are thinking of a different game, I do believe, because the first one had the really cool gimmick of you could drive across the entire United States. AKA,
yeah.
Like, you would just kind of, it didn't obviously make you cannonball in real time across the US, but like,
cowards.
Yeah. It's not American Truck Simulator or whatever, or Euro Truck Simulator, or insert truck simulator of your choice, but it's not Desert Bus. I have never really played more than an hour or two of any of the previous Crew games, because I just, I had why buy store brand Forza when I had Forza I had real Forza at home. And like, I was, for a while I was reviewing a lot of racing games. That is, most of the things I published freelanced for Jalopnik were racing game reviews, or what else. But yeah, the Crew Motorfest is so fucking weird. As listeners might remember, I played the last game I played for this was Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, which was also free through my PSN membership.
Which was bad also.
Bad. That also seemed to be made for $40,000 or whatever. This game definitely was made with far more money, and yet still feels as cheap and flimsy and hollow, which I think is actually just genuinely fucking impressive. Like, it's, the frame rate's good, everything looks good, but like, it just still feels like crap. This is the third The Crew game. And yeah, it has the usual, the new genre wrapper du jour of open world driving games, where it's a giant street racing festival has taken over a location. This time it's Hawaii, and it could feel like anywhere else except it's palm trees.
Hawaii was the setting for the original Test Drive Unlimited, and that was actually really
And it was
good.
better. It was better than this. That's
It,
the
I
yeah.
believe that Test Drive Unlimited was an absolutely incredible game that did not get enough love.
And
Anyway,
then the second one took place on Ibiza for some reason. You know.
yeah, that was strange.
Uh yeah, I seem to remember that the second one I think introduced planes and boats, which I didn't play enough of the second one to ever realize that. But there are still planes and boats in this one, except out of everything that the game has offered me, I think there's all of one of its two weird playlists, which are like, in Forza games, they were like the weird campaigns that would usually like. I struggle to remember what Forza Motorsport called them because they were like, they would have the really fun like 911 versus Corvette thing, and
Oh yeah,
like this is a series of themed
like,
races or whatever. But
yeah, the head-to-head challenges or whatever.
The this game calls them all playlists, and a bunch they've been adding a ton of them throughout the life cycle of the game. The game is in year 3 currently, so there's a ton of content there, and but like it's all, there's like 3 major race types. Take that, Indycar. There's fake F1 cars, there's planes and boats. The playlists never touch planes or boats, it feels like. There's one that I can see that is obviously...
What kind of planes are in the game?
There's a jet, there's like acrobatic Red Bull planes, there's the little... What's the little CB? The little red fucker from the 50s?
I'm not sure.
It's like both like famous racing planes and also like aerobatics planes, but also you can get like a non-military. It doesn't.
How do they
like
handle?
They all kind of play like the Banshee in Halo, if you remember correctly, where it's just like they won't let you crash. Duh. They won't let you stall really either.
What's the fun then?
Exactly. I swear that they could have saved themselves so much time by just cutting it, because if you want to just straight line from going to like the destination where your last race finished and where the new one started, sure, I guess like hop in a plane and just straight line it and then teleport back into being a car. The boat, I have not touched a boat at all, because one, all the landmass is where the events are. So, like, why would I ever get in a fucking boat? Like, every car in the game feels floaty, bad. It's far more arcadey than a Forza Horizon, and Forza Horizons are already pretty arcadey.
Forza's already so arcadey.
But, like, the hodgepodge of cars that they have in the game is like, do you want Max Verstappen's 2024 Red Bull F1 car? Do you want a Mini Cooper from the 60s? Like, they're both in there, and they feel, other than like speed on the speedo and like I guess how fast you could corner, they still feel the same, which is really fascinating. And by fascinating, I mean maybe if you didn't make the skybox 10,000 feet tall, maybe they would have all like been better.
I have a theory about a lot of this, which is that I think that there are not enough car perverts making racing games anymore. And I was talking, Antigone, my wife, was asking me about like the differences between racing series, because I had mentioned that I couldn't play Forza Horizon, and I wanted to, because like I try really hard to also abide by like the BDS requests, because it's one of the very few things I can actually do. And I will admit, Forza Horizon 6 actually is really
sick,
appealing to me. Although I did rage quit Forza Horizon 5 after they had a weekly event during a week where I was busy with work, where it was the only way to get, I think it was the AE86, the Toyota Corolla Hachiroku.
Do you
And so I couldn't get it. And so I log in the next week. I'm like, oh God, I missed the event to get this car that is, one of the cars that got me into Enthusiasm. I was a huge Initial D fan. I still am. And they were all like $12 bajillion on the like online seller store or whatever. And I didn't despite the fact the game gives you so much money, it creates a ridiculous amount of inflation in the like in-game store. So like a normal
the Forza economy is like fucking shambles.
Yeah, it's $40 million. You're shoveling Reichsmarks into a fire pit. Because it's more efficient to buy Forza cars that way than it is to use the money. And so, like, I got so mad about that, I quit. And I was explaining this to her as I think Forza, and I think a lot of these, like, more casual racing games see cars as kind of like a skin in another game, where it's like, yeah, it doesn't really structurally matter if you have a sweater or, like, a jacket, to play, I don't know, pick a game, Fortnite or whatever the hell the kids play now. I'm 30 or 40 years old and I don't play games anymore because of this shit. But like the versus like the way that I think car enthusiasts see cars, which is like, what is deeply meaningful and personal and like a pathway to enthusiasm for one person and very unique, is, not the same for another person. And so you get to this flattening mentally in the game, and then you end up with games like this where it's like, well, what difference does it make? Why would we redevelop the physics model for like front versus rear wheel drive if we can just like not do that?
Here's like when this game tries to do the true car pervert shit, it does it in such a weird way where the way I'm going to describe it is going to sound good. And if like Forza Horizon 6 did this, it would probably bang. So many of the playlists are going through like the history of an OEM. Like the ones I've played were Ferrari, BMW, Lamborghini, and then there was one that was just like they also have all of these weird like fake characters like all of these games, but like this one feels so weird. They have a fake old man called the Archivist. And he is definitely like they paid a fancy sounding British man to just ramble on about cars that he fake drove. It's baffling. But with these OEM tie-ins, like the BMW and Ferrari ones had like the guys who run the museums as like video clip talking heads of like telling you about either the car you're about to drive or like that period in company history. And a lot of it was like really well done, actually. But then you get back into the gameplay and it just feels like such ass. And like, it feels like, the Ferrari one actually seemed like maybe the most well done. And maybe that's Ferrari being their level of like quality control perverts. The BMW one was so masturbatory and felt like a marketing effort. But even then, the non-museum guy, fake character who was like a fake racing driver tearing you through it, was still allowed to throw pot shots at how bad some of the recent BMWs have looked. And I was just like, what are you allowed to do this? You got the man from the Stuttgart Museum to like talk about this. Like, why are they okay? Like, do they know? And even if they know, some of those cars are still on sale. Like, they haven't replaced all of them yet. Like, and then like the Lamborghini one just felt so phoned in, where it's just like you were driving these, and that was the thing. Every Ferrari felt the same. Even like the F80, which it's cool that the F80 is in there. Like, it's the first game I've played that has like the new Ferrari hotness in it. But like,
I'm doing.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You're allowed. You're allowed. It has the engine of their Le Mans winner, Victoria. That's cool. It's cool when a race car.
Jerk.
Boo! It's cool when a race car. It's cool when a race car has the road car has the motor from the race car. It's always been true. Do you not like the F50, woman?
No, the F50 is great, but the F50 is from before when I thought Ferrari was still cool.
That's fair. Yeah, and then like all of these annoying games, since Forza, it has like a fake AI agent companion that directs you to events and tells you about what you're driving. Oh my
god!
But like, Ubisoft is a French company. I don't remember which one of their 1,000 French studios made this, But if you told me the voice actor was a woman speaking English phonetically, like Heavy Rain on the PS3, I would believe you. Hey, pronounce Acura and pronounce it as wrong as you can, and then I'll hit you with how the game pronounces Acura.
Acura?
Acura.
I love that movie.
It was just like, the Acura NSX GT3, and I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? It's Acura. It's not hard to say. It's like, the game drives me fucking crazy. And also, I kept going back to it because I'm like, maybe these playlists are just bunk. Maybe I just am missing it. But it's just like, the more I play and the more cars I got in it, the more I just kept like, I felt like I was just. It really sucks that I feel principled enough to not buy Forza Horizon 6. Because, like, I know that game, the cars are going to feel different. There's going to be a differing sense of speed for all of them. The attention to detail of the new cars. Do you know how many Forza models they've finally replaced? Like, they finally replaced, like, models that they have just been up-resing since Forza Motorsport 4.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're putting in so much work.
I am familiar with the S15 Silvia in the Forza franchise.
That's a fake car.
It looks like a badly microwave-baked potato.
The Carrera GT that has, like, the front end of a Volkswagen Beetle for some fucking reason. Yeah. Points in, if I'm going to try to be nice about the Crew Motorfest, I think I'm always a fan of, like, when they try to do motorsportsy stuff. I think it's fun. Oh my god, I forgot about this, but I rant on the notes, but I ranted about it on Blue Sky. The NASCAR part. They did a NASCAR
There's series. A NASCAR part?
Where they actually did a pretty good job modeling oval racing in a way that was you have fuel and tire wear that you have to manage, and also damage. Ooh. And it's got mechanics for drafting. They put so much effort into it. Yet the wrapper for it. They talk about drivers getting hurt in a way that is so blood sport adjacent that it made me actually mad. Not to be a woke scold, but it's like, when there are drivers within our living memory who have either died or been so concussed that, like, Dale Jr. didn't quit racing because he was tired. He quit racing because he had too many concussions. And that is why he has a podcast instead of races now. Yeah. And yet this is like, drivers losing consciousness. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why is this how you would advertise this? I thought we were past the, every ad for a motorsport is just a 360 no-scope crash compilation. Try not to come. Like, I just, like, I don't get it, but the game's so weird.
No, because, like, I think this is kind of like the casual enthusiasm thing, right? It's like, if you are a NASCAR enthusiast, there is a lot that goes into it, and that's part of why I don't like it as much anymore, because, like, they have kind of dumbed down the sport, where the like longer term strategy is no longer as effective because of the, like, stage format and all that shit. But if you are, if you're a passive observer who thinks that, NASCAR is mostly about the big one, then the blood sport angle is what, like, gets you into it. That's like, ooh, it's a sense of peril that makes it more dangerous than other sports, and that's like how you sell it as being this, like, I don't know, something that self-justifies, because it's like, well, these athletes are just crazier than the rest of them, and that's why they're in their prime, and they're, like, very actually fit and well-trained, but they do this instead of, playing basketball because they want to experience the thrill of death or whatever.
They're all not playing basketball because they're all 5'9". That's why none of them are playing basketball. They're all little manlets. Carson Hovercard, the guy who just won Dega in the Chili's livery, apparently was at the Met Gala. That was one of those weird, like, no Lewis Hamilton this year because he stood on business and didn't attend the Bezos Met Gala. But also, there was a NASCAR man instead. But it's so, the car selection's cool. And also, when they do like when they add the extra mechanics for either the motorsports playlist or the NASCAR playlist, like, it's well thought out and like kind of cute. There's spikers in it. I haven't played a racing game where you could buy a spiker in a while. Which I didn't throw this.
Yeah, I think the last one I could do that was like Grid.
Yeah, the Grid or Forza Motorsport 4, the Xbox 360 GOAT. It's so ass. And it's like 6 out of 10 ass, where it's not bad enough that I could crucify it, but it's also not good enough to like fill the open world. Like, I am just gonna keep playing Forza Horizon 5, I guess. And I'm not gonna do that either. So I'm just like, Assetto Corsa, I guess, is doing like a weird open world you could drive in the area, like the square miles around the Nürburgring in Germany. That might be what I have to do. If you work at Turn 10 or Playground Games and you want to give us codes so we don't spend money.
No,
I know.
No, here's the thing.
I can't give in to the temptation. It's so bad.
Well, also, we're like media, and one of the things that the BDS Foundation requested was that if you are games media or like automotive media or whatever, not to review Microsoft games.
Oh, I was just going to play it in silence, dog. Yeah, I was looking for a code to just play it in silence and then just not give them money. That's what I was trying to do. Sorry. No. I wasn't asking for a review code to review it. I was trying to fleece a review code from some queer person who feels conflicted about working at Microsoft. No. We're not reviewing Forza unless if BDS drops it from the list. Absolutely, we will. But like, I don't think that's gonna happen because even though Rahm Emanuel is talking about immediate day one, no more arms for Israel, which from Rahm Emanuel, that is the craziest. That is the craziest pivot on political opinion I have seen ever. And that man's a murderer by proxy.
Yeah. Well, and it's also just kind of like, he is the prototypical Democrat licks finger, puts up to win to see what popular sentiment is type of positioning. So yeah, no, but again, everything is unaccountable, and the expectation is like, at some point we will all collectively shrug and say, well, that was crazy, and move on to whatever's next without any repercussions. So no, that's probably what Microsoft is going to do, is just continue to aid the IDF until
it sucks.
The collapse of the American empire?
Yeah, I want to play at least good racing games while the empire collapses, and I don't get to do that. Which I know is the biggest crime happening. That is all a joke. Obviously,
it is. When they said nothing ever happens, but they were wrong, because you can't play the good racing game, and that's something happening. We are joking.
This is a joke. This is a joke. You should all know our political opinions. You should know where we stand on this. Like, I don't know.
But it is kind of funny, because you would think that like, racing games have been around for a while. I feel like we could probably make a good one again. Because, like, crucially, I don't think Forza Horizon 6 is going to be that good that it would get me past the rage quit 6 months in when they lock away some other car I really deeply care about from a special event.
Do you know what Forza Horizon 5 did as an end-of-life thing? You can earn all of those cars that were locked behind, like, seasonal playlists now.
God damn it.
Sorry. I shouldn't have told you that. Yeah, I probably should have told you that, but yeah, they just let you earn them now through, like, not even like credits.
God damn it.
That's how I got the V12 or the V8 Vantage Zagato, my favorite pervert Aston of the last Actually.
Yeah, no, okay. Well,
I can't wait until CarMax gets an Aston Martin Zagato for me for $30,000. Oh no! Real quick before we move on to the next thing, I know we're gonna reach.
Yes.
Carvana by me. Do you know what they've got? Do you know what they've got right now?
No.
Alfa Romeo 4C Spider.
Oh shit! Okay, well that I actually endorse.
Okay, but the Corvette would be a better car.
I don't care.
I
don't think it would be. I don't think for what I value in a car, a Corvette is a better vehicle than an Alfa Romeo 4C. Objectively, using metrics that you can like evaluate in the real world, like skid pad and acceleration and reliability and interior comfort and plastics quality and quality
really
control and parts availability and
you really
sure
skip past reliability on that one. The Alfa Romeo 4C Spider would be the best car
I'm making
drive.
the Italian hand gesture. You cannot beat an Alfa Romeo 4C in that unquantifiable.
It's the Spider though.
The joy
de vivre. Top. That's
what's
the problem.
Italian? Oh,
yeah.
Really? Why do you want a hardtop?
Structural rigidity with the carbon tub.
Oh, no.
Also, like, look, if I want a convertible, I want something that was designed from a convertible first.
There's
if I got a Miata, I'd get a Miata. Like, you know.
I drove a Targa Top Mark III Supra that had all of the structural rigidity of al dente pasta over like every bump in the road, and you just get used to it. You're like, wow, my rearview mirror wiggles a lot, like laterally.
You ever drive like a battled Alfa Romeo Spider and it feels like it twists in the center like a fucking skateboard when you're cornering? Like, it's like I could kickflip this motherfucking thing.
Yeah. Well, and that's an unquantifiable good, and that's just I think part of what makes it. I would absolutely go for the Spider. Mid-engine convertible is just like that's pervert shit meant for me specifically.
The C8's got T-tops. The real car I'm probably maybe picking up soon to have a. Thank you, Matt Farrow, reminding me that I can write cars off on our taxes. As long as I talk about it on this here program.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Is that real?
Matt,
holy fuck. Are you serious? Yeah. I thought that was a joke.
No. That's why Matt always has projects going, is so he could build fun things and write them off.
That's insane.
If you're still taking this, like, the standard deductible will also will always be the better. Listeners, this is not financial advice. I'm talking about buying an Alfa Romeo. That's not financial advice. That's in fact like financial suicide advice. But like, I have a day job, and the beautiful Patreon subscribers give us some money that mostly goes to Vicky. But my cut, I'm like, what if I had a little treat car? What if I financed a bad little treat car from Carvana or CarMax, and therefore
I think Alfa Romeo 4C is the spiritually correct thing to purchase with Tranquilizer money.
I don't have a garage. If I had a garage, I could use. Dog, do you know how much I got hailed on in the first week of May?
Well, I erect a carport every time you park.
I'll erect your carport.
I don't know what to tell you.
You want to talk about a bunch of rich? You want to talk about a bunch of rich assholes facing consequences, unlike the rest of America?
Yeah. So I don't really know anything about taxes. Apparently, I am so bad at running a business. I am not a good entrepreneur. If anybody ever called me one, I'd fight them. I don't want to ever be considered like, oh, I'm a content creator and entrepreneur. No, I make art. And I am very anxious about filing my income taxes, and that's all there is to it. There is a tax law that I do know, which is that if you are in a state with a relatively high sales tax, let's say, for example, California, and you buy a car, and you want to not pay taxes on it because you are the scum of the earth and don't believe that you participate in the society that is funded with tax money, what you do is you create an LLC in the state of Montana, and you register the car to your LLC. And you can do this for like, I don't know what the exact money with Montana is, but there are organizations that have popped up there to do this for like $1,000 flat. I think it's like $700 in registration and fees for 5 years of registration. It is the tax dodge move. It is illegal, obviously, because states don't like it when you don't pay them taxes that they are legally owed.
Especially not California.
But because there are no consequences for anyone with any money in this country, people have been openly flaunting it for years. If you go to like any Cars and Coffee in California, or really any state now, I've seen it in Washington.
Texas, yeah, it was really big in Texas, yeah.
Because Washington's got really expensive vehicle registration fees relative to, Montana, which is a flat fee. So, people will just roll up on Montana plates and like, it's always like, oh, that person doesn't believe in society.
It was also the big, if you were going to heavily modify your car, let's say past street legalness, it was also the dodge there because you don't have to go get the car inspected in Montana. But
yeah, they don't have any inspection.
Yeah. So Texas, up until right before I left, still had yearly inspections. So like, let's just say you're like, I don't know, doing a cat delete on something. You registered your car in Montana because you hate the environment and everyone else around you.
Yeah. So, and this is actually goes beyond cars. As I was doing research on this, I found out that one of Epstein's Gulfstreams was registered to a Montana LLC.
I always love an episode where one of the same pop up.
Yeah, so, and this is so bad that Montana has 2.68 vehicles per licensed driver in the state. The U.S. as a whole has 1.18 cars per driver. For an example, there are 0 Paganis registered in the state of Washington, my home. There are, I think, 17 or 18 registered in Montana.
No doubt.
Which seems crazy. The California Department of Tax and Fee Administration estimates that they have lost $10 million in tax revenue since 2023.
Oh, that's
to this.
Not that. That's 3 years.
Yeah, so
that's 2 tax
they charged
years.
a bunch. Yeah, so what they did was they decided that they would actually enforce the law and charge a bunch of rich assholes with tax evasion crimes and conspiracy and like money laundering. It was like one of those things where I was like, oh shit, that's like actual consequences. It was like 14 people, I think.
Not that they should
against
get
mostly,
but they're also, if they talk about this with each other, that is a criminal conspiracy. It is all criminal conspiracy stuff. Yeah, fucking criminal conspiracy. Like none of these people ever watched The Wire.
No. Haggerty writer Andrew Newton actually did a really good write up on this piece that I think actually 3 days later the New York Times stole. So I'm doing more sourcing here than the paper of record for the United States of America. Anyway, he pulled out some specific quotes from this 56-page indictment. And one of them that I really loved was, quote, 70,000 saved. I can't believe the registration lasts for 5 years. That's crazy. Stupid California. Paid $3,000 to own a $600,000 car for 5 years. LOL in Cali, that's like $75K for 5 years. Hella dumb. End quote.
You just... It's the fucking, I'll tell you what, this shit does not look good printed out on paper all over. It's just,
yeah.
You've got to be, look, folks, you're going to commit a crime. Don't post about it. Don't text about it.
Don't text about it. That's for sure.
Don't go at the end of your crime. That was real bad.
The next one that my favorite was like my next favorite was quote, Lana, who is I suppose one of the alleged co-conspirators in this criminal conspiracy to defraud the state of California of cumulative millions of dollars in tax revenue, was Lana made me a fake bill of lading which cost me $200 but did allow me to pick up the Urus. End quote.
It would be
not even for a good car.
No, it's just buy a Q8.
If I'm going to San Quentin for tax evasion, I feel like I would do it for something better than a Urus.
Yeah, if I have to go hang out with like Elizabeth Holmes or Ghislaine Maxwell or whoever, I really want it to be for something better. Like the guys, look, should they have tax dodged on their Paganis? No, but at least the Pagani's interesting. Speaking of, hey, did you know they'll still make you a Zonda?
Fresh?
A fresh Zonda. Fernando Alonso got a fresh Zonda delivered.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that like a 15, 20-year-old car at this
It is
point?
a 25-year... I'm sorry, it's a 27-year-old car. Because they unveiled it in, I believe, the year of our Lord, 1999.
Oh my god. I was going to say, I played with that car in Gran Turismo 4.
Yeah.
I think it might have been in even Gran Turismo 3. That car is old enough that by the standards of most of my friend group, it's been on estrogen for 3 years.
Pagani Zonda, there is still time. The Pagani press people should let us drive that Utopia that comes and hangs out in the US. They should let us have it.
Yeah.
See how that thing deals with Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I will say, like, this is one of those things where it's like, I don't, obviously, I try really hard to reconcile the fact with that we have just, like, the human misery machine for what passes for a justice system in this country, and, you know, it is kind of your duty to be anti-carceral until we can, at the very least, until we can replace the system with something that is not fundamentally biased and completely inhumane. That said, they're testing the bounds of my patience and my good spirits as a human being to see these guys being like, oh yeah, I skipped out on, you know, in some cases it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars per car.
Yeah.
Because, like, these are not cheap cars, and it's like, if you can afford to buy, you know, for example, for this next quote, like a 488 Pista, those are used $800,000 now. You could probably pay taxes on it. Or if you can't pay taxes on it, an $800,000 car is not a need.
No,
you don't need it.
I would argue
you could buy a $400,000 car, pay the correct amount of taxes, and still have money left over.
Sound financial advice from your friends at Tranquilizer. Yeah, it's just, this is one of those things where, like, it has been so known. Because, yeah, even in, like, the early 2010s when I was going to, like, Houston Cars and Coffee, all that shit was on Montana plates.
Yeah.
Especially over a certain dollar amount. It was all, like, that Veyron that would show up, Montana plates. So they didn't have to, Texas is a front plate state, unlike Montana.
Which you're not, I mean, but also that just...
It's a $20, it's
I would
like
love
a $25 ticket, yeah.
Yeah, I would also just love to see somebody get pulled over in a Veyron for not having a front plate. Everything I've ever interacted with, like, Texas cops makes me think that they are, like, largely...
There's some real bitches.
Of the culture war...
bitches, yeah,
Yeah, but the only person I ever know who has ever gotten in any trouble with Texas police for basically anything about, like, loud exhaust or dark tint or whatever is, it's literally only been black people. I've never met a white person that's ever been an issue for in the entire state of Texas.
I got front plate tickets in my S2000.
Alright, well, that was, you were just being clocked before you were out. That cop was an egg detector.
I was supposed to say, it was like, I'm white, so it wasn't clocked that way. I understood what you meant.
No. I meant, I meant the cop was like, well, sure, white, but also there's something else going on here. Can't quite put my finger on it yet.
My minority detector is going off.
No, but okay.
Yeah,
so,
this is one of those things where it's just like, consequences for your actions. I didn't realize we still did that in this country. Isn't that quaint?
And in a way that is, like, you know, I think, like, as we see the Department of Justice swing towards, like, you know, prosecuting James Comey for his, like, lib posting on Instagram, where the concept of justice is hilarious. I forgot that you could have a society where, like, rich people openly flaunting the law could be punished. It's kind of cool.
This is a joke, and this is bad, and I'm gonna preface it as a joke, but, like, hey, if they started prosecuting, like, the joined Blue Sky November 2024 Blue MAGA crowd for their political beliefs, maybe that would maybe radical centrism has a point. Maybe it's the truth somewhere is in the middle. That's a joke. That's all a joke. That's parody. God, it'd be, at least it's all funny. Things are awful, but at least they're funny.
For now. My personal favorite of these texts, because I also, despite reading through Andrew Newton's write-up for Haggerty, I did go through the 56-page indictment myself, because I was like, well, I gotta find, maybe there's something else good in here. And my favorite that I found was, quote, "We need to ship a 488 pista from San Mateo, but on the bill of lading it's going to Montana," end quote, which is like, ew, yeah, that's definitely a crime that you're talking about in texts, which probably not the best idea. But it was followed immediately with, "Is that doable? LOL," end quote. Which I can't imagine my anxiety lol. The LOL hitting somebody with the haha, "Can you do that for me, please?" into the court record as I'm accused of dodging tens of thousands of dollars in taxes on a $700,000 or $800,000 car. Like, that's almost as bad as like going to jail.
That's how you sit. That's how like people fumbly slide into my DMs. Like, imagine doing that, but with like trying to not pay taxes on $800,000.
Yeah, at that point, you just gotta angle for the death penalty because you are simply dying of embarrassment, and it would be quicker and easier.
Yeah, just all these guys just biting down hard on cyanide capsules in the trial instead of spending 15 days in jail just because they're so fucking embarrassed.
What are you in for? Well, the most embarrassing text ever sent.
I didn't pay taxes funny on my Pagani. Stab, 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 stab. Like, just...
Again, we live in hell and everything is awful. But it's really hard for me to gin up sympathy for these specific guys.
Speaking of guys, it's hard to be sympathetic for. Victoria, I love this. This is an F1 story that I didn't write the notes for, which means that Victoria saw a hint of a news cycle and then went Encyclopedia Brown on this and decided she was Columboing to the bottom of this case. The case. Oh my god!
I haven't been called out that hard in years. How did you know I read every Encyclopedia Brown book?
Because I also read every Encyclopedia Brown book. We're brown-haired transsexual women with big glasses. We're fucking dorks. We're nerds. God.
Somebody should do a podcast about trans women loving detective fiction.
I was about to say,
solve crimes.
Hey, November, if you're listening. Could you have Vicky and I to talk about Encyclopedia Brown novels? Like, I'm sure, I know you try to do movies or whatever, but Encyclopedia Brown.
Yeah, I did do that though. Because I did see a little hint of a news cycle and I was going to put it in and stub it and let you cover it because you usually cover all the F1 stuff because you're actually a subject matter expert.
Yeah.
Whereas I kind of like bristle at F1 because I'm like, this is sports washing. For the worst countries in the world. But then I got interested, right? Because, like, the way sports washing is supposed to work is you're supposed to have a nominally good progressive thing over top, basically a human rights nightmare. And so, with F1, this has been, like, the hybrid system, which, like, technologically interesting. I know the racing has been polarizing. I don't have an opinion on it, so I'll leave that to other people.
It's good. If you don't think the racing has been good, you have fallen for culture war nonsense, and you need to understand that. Like, you were not immune to propaganda, including propaganda about, like, do not trust your eyes that the racing looks sick as fuck. Like, it's good. Sure, there was the one accident, but also, fucking Franco Colapinto's a fucking idiot. What are we supposed to... Oh, the Argentines are gonna beat me to death with hammers.
But so I was surprised when I saw that the F1 nominally said, there are a bunch of headlines that it's time to give up on woke shit. We are going back to V8s.
Time out. They are still going to probably be either hybrid if they happen, and also, he just says shit. He is the Donald Trump of just saying shit. I do just want to throw that out there of like...
Well... So that brought me to like, well, who said this? Why is F1 saying it's time to give up on woke shit and go back to V8s? And it turns out that in an interview at the Miami Grand Prix, FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem said that regarding V8s, quote, "It's coming. At the end of the day, it's a matter of time," end quote. Apparently, the FIA has the ability to change the rules without any votes from the power unit manufacturers by 2031, according to Ben Sulayem. But they're asking for buy-in from at least 4 of the 6 current manufacturers so they can get it changed for 2030 because they want to get rid of the hybrid system so much. Cadillac
is you
Ford.
Okay, but like, yeah,
the nominal power unit.
Sure. I was about to say, like, because Cadillac is using Ferrari engines right now. Cadillac, I think, is joining in on this, so they don't have to build a complex hybrid system. If I'm being honest, like,
well, and this is you mentioned that they would still be hybrid, but of the V8s, Ben Sulayem said, and I think I'm pronouncing his name right. So
Sulayem,
if I'm not, but Sulayem, thank you.
Yeah.
Ben Sulayem said, "You get the quote, you get the sound, less complexity, lightweight. You know, you will hear about it very soon, and it will be very, very minor electrification." So the goal is to get rid of, presumably, the main thing that's kind of been like part of their greenwashing campaign, which is that they're doing like aggressive hybridification.
Yes and no. It's F1 has been long. The carbon emissions from F1 are not the cars racing. It is all of the travel to get the cars all over the world. Also,
I know, but it's also like completely fake to begin with anyway.
Absolutely.
As far as like that's why it's a washing. But like the on-screen product having a cleaner drivetrain sells well for the idea of being like, we care about the environment and we care about our carbon footprint, which obviously, like, that era is passing. So I guess it kind of makes sense. But I was curious about this guy, MBS, Mohammed Ben Sulayem, because I had never heard of him, because I don't know anything about F1. So I was like, he shouldn't be like this, presumably, because like he's like the F1 head, and he should be kind of wanting the sport to look progressive. That's like half the selling point. That's why they race in, a bunch of countries with horrible human rights records. And like in September of 2024, Ben Sulayem was appointed as the UN Tourism Ambassador for Sustainable Tourism. And the FIA is the first sports federation to attain observer status at the UN Climate Change Conference. Because it's like, so I was like, this was just surprising to me to say him be like, all right, we're going back to V8s, and whether you like it or not, basically, to the power unit manufacturers.
We're also using...
So I started...
Yeah. He also helped change this rule set so that we are on 100% biofuels, or at least like...
Yeah, but biofuels aren't actually
exactly
cleaner,
it is.
I guess I see
it is
point.
The other thing where it's just like he still tries. He's trying to play both sides in a way that is very him, as we will see through the rest of this stuff. You know what this reminds me of? Do you remember when John Oliver many years ago did all of the stuff about how fucked FIFA was?
Yes.
The FIA has just been like this for a while, but like, they're like nominally in control of F1, but like Liberty Media is like the commercial rights holder and has made most of the calls. MBS has just started being like, actually, and now you get to... listeners, this did start as a blurb in our notes, and like any good Vicky-led segment on the show, I looked away for like 2 hours and then came back to 3 additional pages in our notes. I love this shit.
I am thorough.
I love this shit.
What can I say? I had a very specific style of blogging back when I did that for a living, and it has shown through. Because the thing that got me going is that I started Googling Mohammed Ben Sulayem, and he seems like he is a minor supervillain in like a Green Lantern comic.
Yeah.
He is second tier, but holy shit, how is he like this? In 2023, just 2 years after he began running at the FIA, the FIA rather pointedly updated its rules to ban drivers from making, quote, political statements, end quote. This was right on the heels of Lewis Hamilton's pointed support for the BLM movement as a whole and specific advocacy for Breonna Taylor. Sebastian Vettel had done a bunch of climate rights advocacy, specifically speaking out against the extremely destructive Canadian oil sands mining, etc. And so I was like, okay, well, this is right after he took over, but like maybe this isn't just him. Like there's obviously a lot of buy-in around FIA, and so maybe he's just like kind of the fall guy for this. And then no, he was in a bunch of articles talking about how he wants to extend these rules to banning swearing.
Uh-huh.
At all. When of course it's like, so at first it's like, well, during like press conferences, I guess maybe, and then it's like, no, he just doesn't want any swearing at all because all the drivers are mic'd up constantly for the TV show and for broadcasts and shit. And so like you get rear-ended by, I don't know who the bad driver this season is. Help me out here, Jordan.
Yeah, when you get rear-ended by Franco Colapinto, or
Thank you,
Liam Lawson, yeah, you
Thank you.
Yeah,
you can't say fuck, which is crazy. They would fine you, or they would, I think in the case for like Vettel, they like made him do community service where he was like, I like this. I like working with people. I fundamentally am morally opposed to this.
They made Max do it.
Yeah. Okay, it was Max. Yeah. And so I was like, well, maybe it was the media or something. And so then he did an interview with motorsport.com. MBS did an interview with him, which is, I should note, my former employer. And he said, quote, "We have to differentiate between our sport, motorsport, and rap music. We're not rappers, End quote. When asked about these comments later, Sir Lewis Hamilton noted a, quote, racial element, end quote, to those comments, which, like, I understand that he has to be diplomatic because he races in F1, but holy shit, that is one of the largest understatements of all time, which then got me thinking, do you remember obviously you remember the jewelry ban, where they were like, oh, you can't wear any jewelry while you're driving, which also seemed to target Sir Lewis specifically because he tends to wear a lot of jewelry.
He had a nose ring.
And he was the one.
He had a bunch of piercings.
He had a nose ring. He also like, there was a big talk about how he had piercings he couldn't remove. And I remember working in media during this, and a lot of people were, joking about it or whatever, but it was kind of like specifically targeted at him. So I get why he was kind of like watching his back with this. Also, because I found out that at the Saudi GP last year, Max Verstappen wouldn't even talk about the race and like penalties he got with the media afterward because, in his words, quote, "The problem is that I cannot share my opinion about it because I might get penalized also, so it's better not to speak about it," end quote. And I was like, okay, this is just Verstappen, like, complaining.
Yeah.
Nope. It turns out that our WRC drivers had actually been getting fined for like talking about swearing in interviews or whatever, and talking about like the stuff that was controversial with the organization, to the point where they basically banded together and stopped giving interviews for several events last year entirely, because of this like spate of fines for swearing or speaking out against FIA, because that's considered now political statements. And this all, again, seems to stem from MBS's desire to like control the speech of all of the people who are racing in any FIA sanctioned series, which is a lot of them, all of them. So I was like, wow, that's crazy. I can't believe the hosts of the Truth-Telling Riyadh Comedy Festival would allow cancel culture behavior at an event on their soil. Again, sports washing.
It's
comedy
great.
washing.
Like this is also the reason why Lewis doesn't wear the Pride helmet anymore when he goes to like
places,
I know, like at Abu Dhabi or Hungary or whatever, because he's like worried about
he's not allowed.
Yeah, it's just such horseshit.
He's not allowed, which is insane because like the fact that Hamilton was so progressive and like willing to like speak out for causes he believed in, even when it had personal detriment, and like used his platform for such good, was part of the reason that I started to turn a corner on F1 and believe I could be like into it. You know what I mean? It's because like, I don't want to watch shit and give money to racing series that hate my guts. Yeah. But like that made me think maybe there was a place for people like us.
In 2020, when Lewis was like wearing the Black Lives Matter t-shirts on the grid and like the Arrest the Cops Who Killed Breonna Taylor shirt on the podium, and like wearing the Progress Pride helmet at every single place that being gay or trans or whatever was precarious or illegal. It was just, and then Sebastian Vettel also was on it. That was like, even if Vettel was having a miserable year, he was at least still my goat, because he was
Yeah.
Racing drivers usually have bad politics, just as a rule, because they're usually the rich sons of rich men. But like
Yeah.
Lewis and Sebastian were like banding together. The first Miami Grand Prix, and I'll bring this up because the Miami race just happened. Do you know the T-shirt that Sebastian Vettel wore on the grid?
No.
It read, "The first race that will be held underwater." Because like where the Miami track is will be underwater unless some cool things happen.
Honestly, I think we can't even avert that. I think Miami's just lost at this point.
Oh no. We could go play Vice City and just recreate it that way.
But I was like, okay, so maybe this is a story where, like, race management is a bunch of assholes, which is pretty universally true in every series I've ever been into. And so maybe it's just like a management versus drivers thing. So this guy is MBS, Ben Sulayem, must be incredible at like managing the suits that he works with. No. Last year, the VP and his former supporter, Robert Reed, who you might know as the guy who co-drove with Richard Burns, and also co-drove with Ben Sulayem because he's a former rally racer. They drove together.
He was a dog shit rally driver. If I'm being like, I do want to point it out there when people go, well, he's a former driver, and I go, yeah, he was a rich dipshit who fumbled his way around some rally
You're breaking
courses.
the car.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. The front fell off.
Yeah. Robert Reed was, VP of, I guess, everything at FIA.
Yeah, he was the vice president of the FIA.
Saying, quote, "I took on this role to help deliver greater transparency, stronger governance, and more collaborative leadership. Over time, those principles have been increasingly set aside, and I can no longer, in good faith, remain part of a system that no longer reflects them," end quote. Which is like, oh, that's not good. If the guy that you got elected with as your vice president, then they have a bunch of them, so it's not like the only one, but like if somebody who is a supporter of yours says that and then leaves...
If someone who literally used to place their life in your hands in the side seat of a rally car is bailing on you, it's not great. It's not great, Bob. Yeah,
So I keep digging, right? And this is why this document hit 3 pages, is because I was like, oh my god, this guy's a monster. Like, he's a dick to all the drivers. He's probably kind of racist. I think, like, at least, yeah, he's racist. I'm gonna call it. I think we can say that without getting sued. He's racist.
He's allegedly racist. It is our editorial opinion that he is racist.
There we go. Okay. Then the head of DEI and sustainability at the FIA was fired, Sarah Mariani, and she sent her out of office message in the wake of her sudden departure to, "There is a life outside the FIA, a life where talent and dedication are rewarded, where women in leadership positions can thrive, feel valued, and respected." Which, that was all the comment she gave.
Pretty grim.
Grim. I was like, I wonder why people don't talk about this more. And it turns out it's because he's been pushing for incredibly restrictive NDAs for basically every aspect of the organization, to the point where he has straight up dismissed FAA Senate representatives and his supporters. Ben Cousins was the big case last year, because they wouldn't sign it and they gave pushback. And they were like, hey, we shouldn't do like these ostensibly shape the future of the sport council meetings with like in NDAs where we can't talk about things afterward. So he just he had rewritten the rules so he could dismiss people, and he fired this guy. Then, and this is where I kind of went into sicko mode. So the guy that MBS replaced the British FIA Senate Representative Ben Cousins with was this guy named Anar Alakbarov. And I was like, okay, what's this guy's deal? And there isn't like a ton of information about him. I found out that his day job, aside from, pallet around in the FAA, is that he's assistant to Azerbaijan's president, Ilham Aliyev, since 2014. Now, Aliyev is a dictator, according to basically anybody you ask, and has been, I think, president for 4 terms straight. And this means that Anar Alekbarov, the FIA VP, was right-hand man for Aliyev during the ethnic cleansing of Armenians in Nagorno-Karabakh, after they forcibly removed 100,000 people from like a city they'd been living in for generations. But he still took the job after Aliyev was named Person of the Year by the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project in their inaugural Person of the Year award after he beat out Vladimir Putin. So without knowing anything else about Anar Alekbarov, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he might not be cool.
I think these guys are bad. Yeah, I don't. They're
I need the Steven Universe comic from House of Decline.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. Like, he's also. You didn't make this in the notes, so I'm just gonna throw this point. MBS is also just a weird dude. He like dumped a water bottle on Kimi Antonelli this weekend in Miami after he won. A water bottle that Lando Norris had already taken like some big sips out of, so he just covered a child in Lando Norris spit for reasons. He was really touchy with Lando's hair last year. Like, he's just a weird guy. He tries to be visible as the FIA president during F1 weekends in a way that no other FIA president in my life has been. Like, you didn't see Max Mosley unless Max Mosley, like, something was deeply wrong. Not saying Max Mosley was a good guy. There are a lot of reasons that Max Mosley was not a good guy. You could Google that.
Where does the name Mosley come from? I'm just trying to remember.
Don't worry about it, kid.
Okay. Anyway, I've been talking for so long about F1. Shit. Okay, we still have a little bit of time. I still have notes. I'm not done yet. I refuse to end. Where were we? Oh yeah, F1. I can't wait for Baku, sponsored by the Azerbaijani laundromat. Oh wait, never mind. That's not what I meant. That's a joke I put in and ran past my wife, and she didn't get it. So I probably should have cut it, but there'll be 5 of you that'll like that one.
Complex money.
Anyway,
I did just open the Wikipedia page you linked to. Yeah. Ooh.
$2.7 billion?
2.9.
There was a CNN $2.9 billion. There was a CNN journalist that raked in like $3 million to write positive stories about Azerbaijan.
God, we should really...
Which is why, if you're ever curious why there are so many Armenian genocide deniers, I'm going to hazard a guess that you should maybe follow some money. But in any case,
it's pretty simple money to follow. And also, dear nation of Azerbaijan, if you would like this story redacted from this episode of Tranquillismo, our PayPal is... No, I'm kidding.
No, yeah.
A $400,000 monthly pledge to the Tranquillismo Patreon from Don't Worry About It.
Look, I have a computer science degree, which means that I could be making 6 figures building child-seeking missiles for Lockheed Martin, and I already chose not to. So, please use your blood money to purchase somebody else. I'm good, thanks. You could maybe send it to Jordan. That's how she can get her Alfa Romeo 4C.
I don't need the blood money. I'm going to use our $15 a month tier to get it.
Oh, anyway. So in any case, at this point in the notes, I was starting to get a little punchy with what I was writing because I said,
really?
Yeah, so this MBS guy sucks. There was an election last year, so just vote out the president. Pokemon Go to the FIA polls, if you will.
Mm-hmm. And then did you you learned the can of worms that is how fucked running for FIA president is.
Oh my god. So they had like 3 candidates up against him that were like, I want to run against this asshole, I hate him. But the election process for FIA president is set up so that each candidate has to have a team of 7 VEPs, with at least one of them from each of the FIA's 6 regions. And the VEPs are chosen from a list provided by the World Motorsport Council which is the same council that MBS was pushing to have really aggressive NDAs about, so nobody could talk about what was happening in them. And then they select the eligible candidates. But it turned out that for whatever reason, when the World Motorsport Council released their list of eligible candidates for VEEPs, the entire South American region after the field shrank like crazy drastically from the last election, only had one candidate. And that person was a diehard for Ben Sulayem, so nobody could pull a Veep from the South American region because there were no other candidates. If you're curious who that candidate was, it was Fabiana Ecclestone, wife to Bernie.
Wife, not daughter?
I'm pretty sure it's wife.
I mean, she's young enough to be, but daughter, if I remember correctly. But I can, yeah, that's the guy who owned F1 from the 70s into 2017 when they sold to Liberty Media.
Yeah, he went to prison in 2023 for owing £650 million in back taxes.
Did they put Bernie in prison?
They put Bernie in prison because of how much he was trying to. Oh, I guess. Wait, no. Fabiana is his wife, I'm pretty sure.
Huh. Is he still alive? Oh my god, he's still alive.
Apparently. Yeah, Fabiana Flossi was her maiden name. She was the vice president of marketing for the Brazilian GP.
That makes sense.
Oh my god, she is 46 years younger than him. Holy shit. Oh my god, he had a kid with her in July of 2020 as he became, and I am quoting directly from the hypertext of the Wikipedia article, one of the oldest known fathers.
It's like him and Larry King, right? It's like him and Larry King from CNN. Like,
He's in the top 10 on Wikipedia for oldest fathers at the age of 89.
That's genuinely kind of impressive. Not that I have to hand it to him, but like...
and the thing is like, his wife is 46 years old, younger than him, which I guess still makes her old enough to have been my mom.
Cool. Rich people are fascinating, Victoria. I hope you like old cum, lady.
Oh god, yeah, okay. Well, in any case, she is a diehard for MBS, so there were no other candidates for South America
Radical.
For the FAA election, and so everybody was forced to drop out, and so Ben Sulayem, what did you say was
Sulayem?
Sulayem. Why am I so bad at that? Sorry. Ben Sulayem won in an unopposed election because everybody was forced to drop out. One of his would-be opponents, Tim Meyer, it's the guy who ran the American Le Mans series, which may it rest in peace or live forever, depending on how you think IMSA's going.
I think live forever. I think IMSA.
I think
IMSA
so
is more ALMS than it is Grand Am.
Yeah, I agree.
Granted, there's some stuff that didn't make this that maybe IMSA's top class is maybe falling the fuck apart right now because of economic realities, but we can get to that next week.
Oh my god, what about... Yeah, we're gonna have to do a second geopolitical Shapes Place special.
Oh, good god.
Yeah, well, I've been reading about jet fuel a lot lately.
And how it can't melt steel beams. Yeah, exactly, Victoria. Rest in peace, InfoWars.
You know... Anyway, the Tim Meyer was running for FIA president, and after he was forced to drop out, he alluded to the idea that MBS may have done some mafia shit to win. Quote, "What changed? Did member clubs suddenly lose interest in shaping this sport? Or were they persuaded, pressured, or promised something not to stand? I can't say for sure, but when only 3 out of 12 eligible clubs across South America and Africa put themselves forward, independent of whether they support me or not, it's clear this is no longer a democratic process. When choice is replaced by control, democracy is diminished." End quote.
You know it's fucked up when the guy who used to oversee sports car racing in America, when IMSA used to... Do you know the old nickname for IMSA back in the 80s?
I don't
The
actually.
International Marijuana Smugglers Association. Do you know how many race teams were funded by people running weed to the U.S. in go-fast boats? God, we should. It's not a
Oh.
car movie, but we should watch the Michael Mann Miami Vice movie because the amount of times they say "go fast boats" in that as speedboat. No, go fast boat.
um. Yeah, I just thought it was very funny that when a guy who is presumably quite wealthy with a long history of motorsports, I think he comes from a racing family, so probably has always kind of been pretty wealthy. When he's posting like your lib father-in-law on Facebook about how there's no democracy anymore, I think your racing theories might be sick.
And it's not. And this is a problem for every single series that the FIA sanctions. I'm
Which is a lot
kind
of
of honestly surprised that he's not trying to unsanction Formula E right now, especially as Formula E is moving to a new generation of car that is going to be basically as fast as F1, which I actually think is maybe why a bunch of the manufacturers are trying to buy into the V8 plan, because like you're not gonna beat Formula E at being fast and green at this point, even though we can like
yeah.
talk about the merits of like any of these things. And like, look, am I immune to the argument as an F? Like, I don't know if racing needs to be this bastion of technological progress because it hasn't actually been that for so long. However, it sucks that this guy is doing it this way. It really feels bad to watch my sport. Motorsports is I like hockey a lot, but like motorsport has always been my sport. It's really bad to see it all hollowed out by guys like Roger Penske, Salayam. It just feels bad. It feels bad that this is just the hand we're dealt right now.
Part of why I was so compelled by this is because, like, I think in the same way that the Freedom 250 Grand Prix of America in Washington D.C. Is sort of an excellent example of America's decline into this sort of like petty grievance, fascist back rubbing bullshit. That just makes everybody's lives worse, right? Like the racers hate it. It's not good for the teams. It's not good for like the sport nominally. It's not good for like it. Obviously, it's terrible for the country. They do a bunch of racist shit that is genuinely just inflammatory for no purpose. It's awful. It's genuinely terrible. This is the international version of that. Like this is the exact same pressures. Just in a series that happens to also race in like every petrostate in the world, and so of course they're weak to this, but it's not going to make anything better. Also, I don't know why if you're like, fine, we're going to do petrol powered cars again, why wouldn't you switch to something more interesting than a V8?
Yeah, why not go all the way into that's where I have to go. I'm like, are we doing V8s because that is the biggest thing that like I assume we're gonna lose at least one or two manufacturers when we do this. Because Audi only came in because we did V6 hybrids, but we dropped the complicated MGUH. Sure. Honda came back because Lawrence Stroll went to them and said, hey, think of the biggest number you can. And also Honda never really quit. Like I can go through the Honda quitting and unquitting saga at some point because it's so Honda. They love quitting right as they're about to win everything and then scrambling back in.
Honda is the like vehicle personification of that meme with the guy digging for diamonds.
Yeah.
Stopping mere inches from the mother load.
Announcing they were quitting in 2020 to Red Bull Racing winning both titles, or at winning the driver's title in 2021 is the funniest possible thing that's ever happened. And then the Honda logo is returning to the cars the next year. Don't worry about it. Like, I just into now that like I don't like GM, because GM is like, oh, we'll build an engine to this rule cycle. I think if this happens, GM just goes, oh my god, we could brand it an LSF1 motor. Oh my god, like
Oh, that actually okay. That now I'm kind of coming back around on it. Actually, that might be kind of cool. See, then I would support your new white New Balances arc. Then you should get a C9 Corvette influenced by F1 or whatever. That's the F80 doesn't work on me, but when American manufacturers do it, I'm kind of like, hey, that's kind of cool. Actually.
If we're gonna do this, because like again, we're worrying about the wrong. Thank
Bless
you.
you.
I felt that coming for the last 30 minutes, so that was actually a beautiful
huge
amount
relief.
Of relief. I just like I like the turbo hybrids. I think they've been fun. The last generation was great, and the last generation of turbo hybrids, guess what? They also started off kind of underpowered and weak. It's almost like we need to give the teams time to develop these things before we throw them to the dustbin of history. But also, like doing the turbo hybrid stuff has been like, yes, F1 races are quieter than they've ever been, which is not. I'm not immune to missing the scream of F1. But also, noise pollution is a real thing that I feel like we are all more cognizant of. And also, like, I think pushing, like, F1 did push hybrid tech in sports cars forward. But also, as the world is going to go all electric, even though I feel like you were dragging a bunch of legacy automakers kicking and screaming as they try to hold on to the past in America.
Stellantis.
Yeah,
sorry, just had a little cough there.
They're gonna send people to hurt us.
I know we're never getting an Alfa Romeo press car because that's even though I would get a Giulia and I would like baby and I'd be like, it can do no wrong. It could leave me stranded on the side of the road in the middle of Idaho at Big Bob's transgender hunting emporium, and I'd be like, it's fine. It's a good car. It's got a couple of quirks. They know I would do that, but I've said too much about Dodge, so we'll never get him now.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I need someone make me the you're sweet hello human resources meme, but about the Alfa Romeo Giulia and also the fucking Dodge Hornet. Like, that's I saw another one pulled off with its flashers on the other day, by the way. That's been 2 in 2 months.
Oh my god, I forget where exactly, but somebody DM'd me to let me know they had seen a Hornet running around some like remote fly-in town in Canada. That somebody apparently imported one up there, and I was like, "That's wow, that's bold."
I feel so good about every decision I've ever made and ever will make because I'm not that person,
Yeah,
sliding doors, etc., etc. Do you have one final rib shot joke for
I do. I had one final note. On this story, and I said, this MBS guy sure took a bone saw to the FIA. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
It's crazy that there's 2 evil guys who go by MBS.
It's really crazy, and they're both Saudis.
No. Mohammed Salayem is from the UAE, I believe.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's not. I'm almost positive.
I do get my petrostates mixed up sometimes. Ooh. Oh, I keep opening the page of oldest fathers.
Yeah, he's no.
Al Pacino's on this list. De Niro's on this list.
Yeah, he's Emirati.
Okay, all right.
He's also 64, which he actually looks pretty good for. If you asked me how old he was, I wouldn't.
He looks good.
Thought that.
He
anyway,
looks good as fuck for 64.
If you were ever curious to see what a long controversies section on Wikipedia looks like, just look up this guy. That's where I started with a lot of this, because I was like, ooh, that seems bad, and then it just kept getting more and more interesting.
friends, listeners, if there's ever one thing that you strive for in life, it is to never, one, it's survivability, Onion. Don't have a Wikipedia page. Don't have a Wikipedia page with a controversy section. Don't have a Wikipedia page with a controversy section that is longer than all other sections.
Don't have a Wikipedia page with controversy that has its own subheadings within it.
Mamma mia. Victoria, that was a fucking barn burner.
Yeah, there's that. I guess what did we learn? Oh, we do that on my other show. Yeah, we don't need to learn anything here. Tranquilismo, never learn. That's our motto. Next
Safety
t-shirt.
Third, shake hands with danger. I mean, the shaking hands with danger is us making fun of people connected to the Saudi royal family.
No, there again, he's Emirati, which I guess also I won't think too much about the influence their country has. Although I think they're busy right now, like fending off Shahed drones. So it's probably fine.
They're probably not listening to podcasts right now, probably.
They got other shit to worry about.
Bigger fish to fry.
I truly don't know if he's like, I think his brother is like a sultan there who's like, I guess nominally connected to some degree of the government, but like I am not going to pretend that I fully understand Emirati political structures at this time. An hour and 37 minutes into our show about cars.
Nominally
but
about
thank you.
cars.
Nominally about cars. As you probably know by now, we record these episodes the week before they come out, and I was going to just update everybody and let you know that shirts are actively being printed at the time of this recording.
Let's fucking go!
And so I am hoping by the time that you hear this, they will be in my hands and ideally being boxed. We'll see how next week goes as far as like timelines, but they should be coming quite soon. So if you pre-ordered a Tranquilismo t-shirt, awesome. Also, one other ad I wanted to put out for myself, and I know Jordan has one too before we do the name reading at the end of the episode. I am putting out kind of a loose call for contributors and models and events to finish my next book, Pollination, which is a study of kind of like queer life in Seattle. I have a whole pitch that if you want to read it, it's actually on the Patreon. I have some limited galleries of work I'll share with people if they're curious to see what it is. But the general gist is that I'm doing a bunch of slide film photography of as wide a cross-section of queer life in this city as I can possibly find. So I'm doing like studio shoots. I'm actually doing a We Deserve This style shoot quite soon with somebody with her Ford Maverick, which is kind of cool. I think she's actually doing like we're gonna do like latex, I think, for that one. So like it ranges from very safe for work. I've done like public events and book readings and stuff like that to whatever any people are like extremely comfortable with and like are willing to like work with me on. We could discuss that sort of stuff if that sounds like a kind of modeling that would be interesting to you, and you are okay with it being seen by other people and put in a book and. Then, I would love to hear from people for that because I am trying to get that book wrapped up by hopefully mid-June.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a couple of last Pride events with it and then try to shoot through the rest of May, and that should hopefully wrap it up. But that is my first call. I know Jordan also has one too.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking about this a while ago, and then I was silent on it because I wasn't sure if it was happening or not. But I and a couple friends who I do the photo walks with here in Pittsburgh are doing a gallery opening and show at the Roboto Project in Pittsburgh. First Friday in June 5th. You could come to the Roboto Project and see the gallery show of all submitted works from local queer photographers. And if you are a Yinzer and a queer photographer, I, thanks to my darling wife Stella, have a wonderful website I can point you to, which is Pittbert, PITTBERT.gay. And there's a link to the Google form where you can submit your works. Submissions are going to close on May 21st. Because that gives us about 2-ish weeks to make sure everything is selected, printed, framed, etc., etc.
So about a week from when you hear this episode.
A week from when
probably.
you hear
So
this episode.
Get on that.
Yeah, as we were recording on May 7th for full disclosure. Yeah. There will be another public photo walk that I will announce sometime here soon. And yeah. Vicky, you want to get to the Patreon names?
Yeah, let's read the Patreons. Anyway, thank you for listening, and hopefully we will hear from some of you for both of our photography projects as we seek to turn Seattle and Pittsburgh into cultural capitals for transgender people. But they're going to talk about this shit like they do New York in the 70s, but hopefully with a lot less like sad shit.
Hopefully
afterward.
not Berlin in the 30s. I love cabaret. Let me take a big sip of coffee and read what it's about. Wilkeman.
Okay, well, on that note, I'm going to thank our $15 and up Patreon subscribers for helping support our show and helping with me pay rent and the Jordan buys an Alfa Romeo 4C fund. Because I'm not letting her buy a C8. That's not happening.
I want one so bad.
No Corvette. Nope. Anyway, so thank you to James Gilbreth. Thank you to Charlie Sorry. I'm sorry, Charlie. Thank you to Charlie Stengel. Thank you to Where Are You, Maribera? I just want to talk about Spark EV replacement batteries. Like, God, the email is kind of a private thing, but this person has a great email address too. It's just phenomenal all the way through. Thank you to Theodora Constantine. Thank you to John V. Thank you to Buick. Thank you to Adam Shepard and Stephen Duckworth, Phelan, Mildly Perturbed, Asherin, Chris Hepner, Dexus, Will. Thank you to Princess Reese Promises Not to Bark at Loud Noises. Thank you to Emma Alex. Thank you to the reason Patreon started truncatingly long usernames. Yeah, that specific subscriber who might also be the person who gave you the forbidden Velvia for a wedding
Incredible.
gift. Specifically clued me in that the truncated username from a few weeks ago actually had a little bit more to finish the joke.
Incredible.
But they changed the rules after she did that, so I said, oh, that means you are the rule.
One of my Magic the Gathering players at my shop realized that the Wizard's Companion app does not also have a character limit for your name. that was oversights.
Thank you to Nathaniel Hubble. Thank you to Wingsmith, molybdenum disulfide connoisseur. Hang on, I'll have to Google something to find out what that means. Thank you to penile sparing vaginoplasty. Thank you to Gadrian Linker, Sylvia, Finn Springs, Sluggorp Grumfellow with an emoticon with an old school ASCII nose. Love to see one of those guys around still. They were almost deprecated, but you know.
They're coming back. We gotta do it.
Thank you to Julie Aguilar. Thank you to Gavin G. Wiz Reviews, Crystal Storm, John Russell, Josh J., and Selectric. As always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Where hopefully maybe something good happens.
I might have a new car to talk about in the family. That would be fun.
Anyway, bye.